I've asked this question lately, and I have to admit it's one that I had never considered before. Can a soul stink? Now, I know that sounds a little, ridiculous on the surface, but I don't think so. So, does your soul stink? That's the question I'm asking each one of us. It would appear that the answer is yes. Yeah, I know. How does a person's soul stink? Well, first of all, I have to give a note of deep gratitude to Sylvie Ivanova. And she brought great wisdom to my journey. The insight that she provided was, well, it was awakening. And when I began to look into this, I found how wise her words were. So, just the facts. The reality is this: all humans stink. Our souls, our bodies go without question. If they're not properly maintained consistently, they begin to degrade very quickly. Each of us stink. Our souls stink. There was a time when I believe we did not have this problem, but I believe that the body reacts merely to what is inside of it. And again, it's very revealing when you think about it. What this is, it contaminated us. It invaded our species. It completely permeated our consciousness collectively as a species. It is the seen but unknown, the secret that is not hidden. Where it came from, we do not know. What can be said is that it appears to be alive and enters us individually soon after birth. All other life forms can smell it on us. It smells worse than fear, worse than rotting flesh, worse than death. The wildlife. I mean, you have a human pass within their sensory perceptions, they know. Even new humans know. Hey, they don't even have to be taught. And they know, oh, crap. And the rotting flesh. How many of us have been out in nature and come upon a carcass? Yeah, you can smell it. The earth itself is even bruised by it. And let's not even talk about the moment death touches us, how our soul immediately seeks escape. Where does it come from? That's the question I ask. And why can't I smell it? I mean, really? Why is it that I cannot smell this? Why can't our species smell it? You would think something this odorous would be very, very easily recognized because it stinks. This whole thing about our soul, it stinks. It's worse than stinky feet. And if you suffer for that or know someone in your close vicinity, you certainly know that. Souls stink. Never hear that term, but we're going to start seeing it more and more. Soul stink. What is causing your soul to stink? Well, come to find out, it's the thing that mankind, human beings, Homo sapiens, been struggling for no one knows. But it starts with doubting yourself, hating yourself, condemning yourself, loathing yourself, not recognizing yourself, and not accepting yourself. When you stop and think about this and you look at what happens on the emotional roller coaster, I bet you probably didn't realize there were these many negative emotions. Just stop and look at this. Irritated, enraged, hostile, insulting, annoyed, upset, hateful, unpleasant, offensive, aggressive, bitter, frustrated, controlling, resentful, hot-headed, malicious, infuriating, critical, mean-spirited, violent, vindictive, sadistic, spiteful, furious, agitated, antagonistic, repulsed, mad, cross, incensed. And that was just the first column. Look at this. Each one of these has a smell. Now look at this. It has a smell to it. Abandoned, alienated, apprehensive, baffled, bewildered, burdened. I mean, how far do you want to go? Disparaged, down, estranged, feeble, fragmented, grieved, haughty, humiliated. I mean, guilty, friendless, exhausted, despair, demoralized. I mean, look at this. It's the antithesis of what smells of life. And the thing is, our species is so good at doing this to ourselves and then inflicting it upon others. This is the trap, folks. Think about this. A newborn baby does not stink or smell bad. It is fresh. The soul is pristine. It's clean. There's no doubt. It is pure faith. It's always been this way. You see, the smells of life are you. Yes. This is the forgotten you. This is the you can't remember because you're all grown up. Really? Does grown up mean that I have to begin to have a soul stink? This is you. This was your soul giving form. And it was protected, insulated. Yeah. So I ask you, what is perfect? Can you answer it? I'll tell you this. It is a game that cannot be won. No one is perfect. This means you. You were born to be real, not to be perfect. I ask, what is karma? Is karma truly the principle that is said, you reap what you sow? I ask, if the circle is never interrupted, how does the pattern change? I ask, what is normal? Can you define normal? Really? Tell me, what is normal? It's an illusion. What is normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. I ask, what is right or wrong? Whose definition? Whose perspective? And do not both eventually end up meeting each other? I ask, what is pain or pleasure? If you didn't have pain, you wouldn't have a warning. Imagine if you could not feel pain and you cut your finger off. but had no way of feeling it. You would die. Pleasure. Pleasure in large doses is absolute hell, more painful than pain. So is pain the cause? The only pain is pleasure. The only pain in pleasure is the pleasure of the pain. Anne Rice. It's true. So how could there be a hell? If you're a sadomasochist here, you're sent to this place called in a conceptual hell. To you, it's heaven. So where does the stink come from? And can we clean ourselves? Well, there has been enough thought through the millennia of defining the human soul. Don't know if it's ever been adequately done. Not quite sure that the human soul can be mapped. But I do know the soul can have a showering. It can be cleansed. Not whether you want a shower or a bath. We are born into the death plane, and this plane stinks. And by the way, karma is also a game that cannot be won. Karma is, in fact, insanity. You think about that. Can I change my soul smell? Yeah, you could change your soul smell. Think about it this way. These are fresh Cinnabons. I want you to close your eyes. Can you smell it? Oh, it permeates even your consciousness. How about fried chicken? Can you hear it in the skillet? Can you smell it? You can almost touch it. Oh, and now those cinnamon rolls. They're right out of the oven. Something smells good. It's your soul. When you begin, look at how short the list is on the soul cleaning. Adored, alive, amazing, appreciated, appreciative, awesome, appreciated, blissful, bold, big, brilliant, calm, cheerful, cherished, clear, comfortable, confident, content, courageous, creative, decisive, delicious, delightful, divine, dynamic, eager, easy, empowered, energized, enlightened, enthusiastic, excited, exhilarated, expanded, exquisite, extraordinary, exuberant, fabulous, flowing, focused, free, frisky, fun, glorious, glowing, miraculous, marvelous, magnificent, magical. Oh, folks, joy, graceful, gracious, grateful, happy, harmonious, hopeful, inspired, invigorated, irresistible, jazz, joyful, joyous, jubilant, juicy, kind, light, lovable, loving. Yes. Just speaking these words over you begins to cleanse you. It's important. This leads to positive emotions. Gratitude, forgiveness, awe, hope, optimism, savoring, love, sharing, positive to negative, humor, fun, laughing, joy. You know, you can overcome them. You truly can. You are the one that holds the energy. Think about this. Change your smell, change your destiny. Take back your forever.